I would really just rather for like the next 6 games for Arkansas to just be very, formulaic. Like, grab the lead in the first inning, keep building the lead, and let my pulse just drop a little, pretty please, and my blood pressure a little bit as well. I'm hoping for no dramatic moments, as far as come from behinds. But it's fun, don't get me wrong. I wonder if it's taking some time off of our lives. We're going to get into a little basketball and a lot of football with Nikki Chavanelle here from Rivals. She good to give us some of her time every Tuesday. Nikki, happy spring game week, I guess. Maddie's all fired up about it. He was celebrating it on Monday because he's got to prepare the station for the broadcast on Saturday. So I guess we're all aglow with spring game this week, aren't we?
Yeah, I mean, I'm ready to move on to, just baseball and just focus on that, but definitely excited to see what these guys do now that it's, in front of a big crowd and on TV and everything. Not, I guess, TV, but streamed. So, I'm excited. Well, even in leading into today, everybody's got to be pretty fired up about this late-night tweet from Hunter Yurachek that didn't appear to be orange juice in the glasses that they all had yesterday. That looked like a bubbly substance that usually surrounds celebrations. So we're just waiting for the other shoe to drop, which is a real contract announcement any moment now, I guess. Yeah, I mean, I know they weren't celebrating having to talk to legislators all day. I'm sure they were down there in Little Rock talking about name, image, and likeness stuff. So definitely wasn't about that. I'm just, waiting for that email. We've, put in the request with the FOIA and whatnot. So I think it's going to be a big number. Will you want to make a prediction on the number? Not quite. Okay. I think it's still under $5 million a year. But we'll see.
Someone just tweeted out, and it's a joke, but said that they offered him a 15-year extension for $500 million.
Not ready to do the lifetime Bill Self thing just
yet.
Yet. Not after just
one more Elite Eight, then we're lifetime.
Nikki, did you see the photo of Muss at the state capitol wearing a suit? Yeah, I felt like he looked pretty. I think he's uncomfortable wearing a suit. You could tell by the smile. Did you see that pic?
Yeah, I think he just knew he had to do it, get it over with. But he did say that, it would be his funeral where you see him in a suit. So not a great comparison.
No, not at all. But the two photos I saw of him yesterday, one's a smile wearing a suit. You're like, I don't know if he's really smiling there. The other is with the champagne, and he's wearing a hoodie, and he just might have signed a contract extension. That looked like a real smile for sure. Got to definitely say that. Plus, he's rebuilding this team in a way that's also very exciting too. Right now it feels like they're after a forward of some sort. They're after size with the one scholarship spot left, and so that's the other for me. For basketball right now, that's the other shoe to drop is who's the next one coming in, because it's going to be a transfer. That's what you expect. And it's probably somebody that's a big.
I'm not even sure, we're done with all of the transfer outs at this point. So it could be even one more spot. But, yeah, I think I would go with a big. And then if you can, just find someone who's really good from outside on a consistent level, just because I think it's good to have someone even more consistent than a J.D. Notte, who, like, when he's hot, but just someone who's a really sharp outside shooter would be great.
Nikki Chavanelle from HawgBeat.com joining us here on Halftime. Nikki, keeping with basketball for a second before we move on to the spring game just for a moment, what are you hearing about who this last transfer in that could be? There's one open scholarship spot, and you mentioned it could be a big. Have you heard any inkling on who Coach Musselman and any other players that may be at the top of the Razorbacks list right now?
Yesterday we had some stuff ready. Jaden Gardner from ECU, he had Arkansas in his top 5, but he picked Virginia. I'm not sure how all of that went down. And then we were also looking at a California State Bakersfield guy, Taze Moore, who I thought might pick Arkansas, but he ended up going to Houston. So actually, like right at this moment, I'm not sure who's up next, but there's still plenty of talent to pick from.
It's going to be interesting to see how this thing turns out. All right, let's turn to the football field. We talked about the spring game at the start of this coming Saturday, 2:00 p.m. Ty posed a question to me this morning on the Morning Rush. Are you more excited to see this offense play really well, or would you rather see the defense play really well? I want to pose that to you. What would you rather see happen Saturday? Would you rather see this defense just play lights out in year 2 under Barry Odom, or vice versa, let this offense flourish and blossom under Kendall Briles in year 2? What would you rather see Saturday?
Well, I would like to see the offense looking really good, but I'm just not sure if that's going to happen, because I think it's just harder for the offense to click with 15 practices. I think they'll look much better in the fall. So I would expect the defense to have a better day overall, and I think that would be a good sign because they do have a ton of returners on that side of the ball, except for the interior of the defensive line.
Well, I think the most important thing for this team, and for fans, I guess is the better way to put it, you need to temper your expectations going into a spring game, because if this, like you just mentioned, if the offense doesn't play well, it kind of spits and sputters, different things like that, it's not the end-all, be-all. It doesn't mean that KJ Jefferson may not be the right guy to run this offense, but where do you think fans need to temper their expectations the most heading into this weekend?
Yeah, definitely the quarterbacks. I mean, they're coming off seeing Felipe Franks throw as accurate as anyone who's ever played a season here at Arkansas. So I think we're all a little spoiled in that sense. But the quarterbacks that Arkansas has with KJ and Malik and Lucas as well, like, they're mobile. So hopefully you see more of that. But I do think in terms of accuracy, I guess we'll have to temper expectations and expect that to go up in the fall. Man, I don't know. These spring games, I think I would just say temper your expectations that it's going to be particularly exciting, because, these things just usually aren't.
That's the best way to put it, Nikki. That is the absolute best way to put it. Temper your expectations on just the excitement level of it, but I guess people just be excited for football exactly, no matter what. But, I mean, can you give me like a couple of names of maybe early enrollees that you'll be interested to watch? The top of the list for me is Rocket Sanders. That's who I'm interested to see. I want to see this kid's size, his burst. I've read about the speed. I haven't seen it yet. Yeah, no doubt. I mean, he looks huge out there, so he's obviously one that we're going to watch. He's been, running with 1s, 2s, and 3s. They're just trying to get him active, and I definitely think we'll see him on the field next season. So you'll want to see number 5 on Saturday. Jaden Johnson, he is an early enrollee at safety. And really, can you guys hear that? 1 second. That's okay.
It's all good.
Really, really versatile safety, and he's been in with the 2s, so you'll probably see a good amount of him. I think he's number 8 there in the secondary. And then the 2 wide receivers, Keytron Jackson and Jaden Wilson. They're mostly with the 3s at this point, but they might get some reps with the 2s as well on Saturday, because I think they want to get them involved this coming season. There's just a lot of depth at wide receiver right now.
So I'd seen where the NCAA may be announcing an end to the recruiting dead period. What did the date I saw? May 31st. So I've seen you wrote about this. There are already a lot of June official visits that are being scheduled. So it seems that the coaches across America already know that dead period is going to be ending about May 31st. So I guess June is like official visit month, since nobody was able to do it for about a year and a half, right?
Yeah, I mean, it is an all-out blitz by these coaches trying to get their top targets on campus before they choose to go to other programs before theirs. But then you also have to kind of prioritize, because there will be kids who want to take official visits, but they're not the top of your list. You don't want to, take commitment from someone too early. So it's all like this very complicated, game that they have to play. But they'll have one commit on that first weekend, Miles Rouser. He's coming in early. He's never been to campus before, so it makes sense that they want to get him here, sooner than the football season. But I think most commits will come during the season. Jerome Willis and Tyrus Washington, those are 2 Georgia players. Willis is a linebacker, and Washington is a tight end who, I think Arkansas needs a second tight end in this class to go along with Dax Courtney from DeWitt. Joshua White, another Georgia player. He's the defensive end that I thought might commit to Arkansas a few weeks ago, and then he was leaning Mississippi State, and then didn't work out with the Bulldogs, so he's coming to campus, and I think Arkansas has a really good chance at landing him, as long as, it's all mutual at that time. And then they'll have C.J. Smith, a wide receiver from Florida here, who I think is underrated at the moment. He's like a 5.5 3-star, but Florida is now on him as well. So, that ranking will probably end up rising, as they tend to do. And then Nick Anderson is a name that popped up this weekend, visiting the second weekend of the official visits in June. He's a wide receiver from Katy, so a really good program down there in Texas. But he's also visiting Notre Dame, Florida State, USC, and Cal as well. So it's just going to be a nuts month for sure.
Very thorough stuff there, Nikki. That's why you're the best. We appreciate that, as always. Thanks for your time.
No problem, guys.
You got it. Nikki Chavanelle. Give her a follow on Twitter. She does great work on Twitter and at HawgBeat. At Nikki Chavanelle on Twitter and just HawgBeat.com. Great site. Plus, by the way, it's Hutch's birthday, her outstanding coworker. I want to remind you about Riley Farm Dental at 5901 Riley Park Drive, Suite A. This is Dr. Bo Sparkman and Dr. Brogan. They're serving to give patients better lives and have comfortable experiences. They provide all dental procedures, braces, implants, cosmetics, and they've been voted in the top 3 best of the best every year for the past 4 years. The second you walk in to Riley Farm Dental family, you'll notice you're part of that family. See more at RileyFarmDental.com or call 479-226-3500. First hour of halftime wraps up next.